Washington is under a state of emergency tonight. Floodwaters are rising across the region because of an atmospheric river. Roads are blocked, trees are down, people have been pushed out of their homes. Governor Bob Ferguson says around 100,000 people are facing evacuation orders. He is now calling for federal help.
The impact on Washingtonians is significant now, and it's going to be significant in the coming days, and that is an understatement.
The National Guard has been activated. Tonight, 100 service members are ready to get to work. Tomorrow, 300 will be available. This map shows the scope of what we're dealing with tonight. The state is monitoring at least 6 rivers that are likely to break records. Several communities are under immediate evacuation orders, including parts of Mount Vernon and Cedro Woolley. This is what our crews saw in Ording today. Swift water rescue teams pulled 7 people to safety at an RV park after the Puyallup River spilled over its banks. It's not just the rivers we're monitoring. The governor says at least 3 dams, the Lake Sylvia Dam, Howard Hansen Dam, and Mud Mountain Dam, are at risk of either overflowing or failing. The Lake Sylvia Dam in particular was already showing signs of stress before this system moved in. The threat is not over until at least Friday. King 5 has team coverage for you tonight. Jim Nelson and Madeline Carter are tracking the impact on our communities, but we're going to begin with Perella Lewis monitoring a rare flood watch, flash flood watch on the Skagit River, and that's due to a potential levee failure.
I'll tell you, this is the first time in my career that I have ever seen this, and we checked with the Weather Service. This is the first time that they know of that's ever happened in Seattle. What are we talking about? When you get a flash flood, you typically get a flash flood warning. I've never seen a flash flood watch. And let me explain what that means. First of all, a flash flood means that water is rising so quickly that it's dangerous, dangerous levels. But when you get a flash flood watch like this, the Weather Service has put it out for the potential failure of dikes or levees. This is along the Skagit River. So I want to just let you know this is not imminent. This is not a guarantee, but these levees have failed in the past. And with the amount of water that's flowing through this particular river, they just want the community to have a plan to evacuate, because again, this isn't just a flood watch, this is a flash flood watch. So rapidly rising water is possible but not imminent. As we take a look, lots of green, lots of rivers currently under a flood warning. When we're looking at major flood warning, we've got at least 10 rivers expected to do that, and 5 or 6 could break records as early as tomorrow. The question is, will it end there? The answer is not quite. We'll take a look at your weekend forecast too, coming up in just a little while.
All right, because of that flash flood watch, immediate evacuation orders are now in effect for people living near the Skagit River in both Mount Vernon and Cedro Woolley. People living in the red areas there on the map of Mount Vernon are being told to leave now. The Skagit River is expected to rise 4 feet above record levels. The community is now preparing for potentially catastrophic flooding. King 5's Jim Nelson reports from the riverbank tonight.
It is rising and it is moving with great might. All throughout the day and night, we have seen this river moving giant logs and other debris. We're at flood stage now, which is 28 feet. This is expected to crest at 42 feet in a couple of days. A race against time as the evacuation order came in. Just off the riverbank in Mount Vernon, people packed their precious belongings. A few blocks off the water, downtown businesses prepared all day, sandbagging and boarding up the storefronts.
Maybe it's okay to just drill through with these guys.
Christian Carlson hopes they're in the clear.
We don't know what to expect. It's our first rodeo.
I think you could go up higher.
Across the street, volunteers protect the 1-year-old Skagit Valley larder.
It's a lifelong dream.
How could owner Candace Kursky not reflect on the journey to start her own business? Her life's work now sits behind those bags and boards.
It's pretty nerve-wracking. There's kind of a threat to everything we've built here.
Then we move some sandbags.
But so grateful for all this help.
There's been like multiple times today that I've almost been in tears. This is really a magical community.
It's out of her hands now. It's out of everyone's.
I think we just walk away and hope for the best.
And in near total darkness, the powerful Skagit River,
the debris has gotten a lot more since earlier,
moves giant logs with ease, all while rising steadily.
I guess I wonder how long it's going to take for it to get up to the wall.
And what happens when it does. While the river is expected to crest early Friday here in Mount Vernon, there's also serious flooding concern in Concrete, where the river is expected to crest early Thursday morning. Worth monitoring here in Mount Vernon, the permanent but aging dike system. It failed in 1990, although there have been improvements over the years. Crews spent the entire day building a temporary flood wall. Now we wait. In Mount Vernon, Jim Nelson, King 5 News.
Well, from Mount Vernon to Puyallup, team coverage continues now with King 5's Madeline Carter. She's been speaking with people at a Red Cross shelter in Puyallup after the floodwaters forced them out of their homes.
Red Cross teams are staffing this evacuation shelter 24/7. So if you live in Pierce County and need to escape the severe flooding, all you have to do is show up here and they'll make sure you get the supplies you need. Help is here at Meridian Habitat Park in Puyallup. Oh, perfect. This Red Cross shelter has the supplies you need to escape severe flooding, even comforts like coffee, bread,
some baguettes,
and even fruit.
Very nice melon that was donated by a local produce.
It's all for people like Elizabeth Wasim.
My dog and I, it's his first time in the water too, so he had to go swimming today.
The first person to show up here after evacuating on Wednesday.
Well, normally there's a creek in the back, it's flowing, but it was overflowing. So it's like literally where our driveway would be. It was at least, like I said, the water was as high as like my waist almost, so.
Elizabeth had to leave her home the same way other people were rescued in Pierce County, by boat. The rapidly rising water led county leaders to issue an emergency proclamation. Back inside the shelter, Elizabeth had a chance to dry off and get warm again.
I think they're amazing people, to take their time to come out and help people like us.
Shannon Glenn is helping her and others in need get back on their feet by connecting them to resources and providing a place to sleep during the flooding.
Yeah, we'll be here through the day, through the night, until the need is gone, we'll be here.
If you're worried about staying in your home, even if it's in the middle of the night, remember that you can always come here. In Puyallup, Madeline Carter, King 5 News.
So the atmospheric river has been causing some major traffic headaches. Eastbound I-90 has been shut down at Highway 18 near North Bend for about 10 hours now because of a landslide just down the road, about 3.5 miles down the road between milepost 29 and 30. We're told people have run out of gas. It is still closed tonight. They were waiting for the road to open. You see some of the traffic moving here. Crews were able to start moving cars to off-ramps. So they had been sitting on there for a long time. Some movement there, but again, the interstate is still closed. No word yet when it's going to reopen. Here's a look at what crews have been dealing with. 3 cars were caught up earlier today. You can see the mess, the huge tree across the roadway here, an SUV here, a box truck. This is the other side of that. They've got a big mess to clean up. It's not so much the mess that's on the road. Nobody was hurt. That's the good news. They're concerned about the hillside and just it being unstable and pushing more debris down onto the road. So they have to make sure that that is safe before they open it back up to traffic. We'll keep you posted as we learn more. Stevens Pass is also closed. New picture into the newsroom. You got a lot of water, mud, and other debris that came down covering that road as well. WashDOT says there's no chance that one's going to reopen tonight. Crews want to take a good look at that damage tomorrow in the daylight when they can get a much better view of things. And then Blewett Pass was supposed to be the detour for that Stevens Pass closure, but it is now closed because of tree falls there. Dark there as well right now. Hard to see any of those downed trees, but no cars are on that road. It also will not be reopening tonight. Highway 12, also a mess in Lewis County. Water and debris over that road as well, although mostly water in this picture. Crews have been able to get part of the road open. It's still closed near the Highway 131 interchange. That is only a few, those are only a few of the closures in that area. We have compiled an entire list of them all. You can text the word closures to 206-448-4545, and we can text you all that information. Now, this is why you need to be cautious. A tree smashed through a windshield of this vehicle on Highway 207 near Leavenworth. The State Patrol says a downed tree came out of the nearby river and crashed through the windshield of this 2022 diesel Ram pickup. Troopers say the driver had some minor injuries, had a good hit to the head and a cut to his head, but is expected to be okay. Another close call in Kitsap County. A man and his dogs walked away unharmed after a tree crashed not just into, but pretty much through their home. Central Kitsap Fire and Rescue rushed to Francis Avenue just after 11 o'clock this morning. They secured the gas, checked for leaks, then they cleared the driveway. The homeowner says his daughter's room took the hit from that tree. Luckily, she was not inside at the time. And on the Snoqualmie River, crews have been busy all day long there, pulling people away from the floodwaters. These are some new images of a swift water rescue. Eastside Fire and Rescue got 3 people and a dog out of their home as it flooded there. And then in a second rescue, 2 adults and a child were relocated to higher ground. Hard to say right now how many people have been helped across western Washington so far, but a lot. We are hearing more and more stories like this from all across the region. In East Lewis County, we know dozens of people were pulled out of a year-round campsite in Packwood. That's near the Cowlitz River. The county has opened a damage assessment hotline now for people affected by the floods. You can call the number there. It's on your screen, 360-740-2600. Again, 360-740-2600. Leave a message that includes your first and last name, your phone number, the address of the damaged site, and the county says it's going to try to return your call within 2 business days. Now, if you are affected by these floodwaters, you do have some options. Red Cross shelters are open right now all across western Washington. Those are in Mount Vernon, Monroe, Maple Valley, Puyallup, Chehalis, and Randall. And we just learned one is now open in Renton tonight. Betsy Robertson is the communications director for the American Red Cross in the Northwest. She has graciously stayed up late tonight to talk with us one more time. I know I can't even imagine, it has been a busy few days for you, so we appreciate the time tonight. Tell us what it's been like for you guys.
Busy, right? It's been busy and a really intense coordination effort with all of our volunteers and all of our colleagues up and down western Washington and really the entire state. We are working with emergency officials in municipalities and counties and the state to make sure that we are all in sync with our preparations and that we are ready to respond. It's important to note that the Red Cross doesn't unilaterally decide that we're going to open a shelter in any given place. You know, that's a joint decision that we make with elected officials, emergency officials, I should say, in communities where it's anticipated that there will be a need. And this is a dynamic situation. We have seen just, shelters opening in the last couple of hours. And I imagine that list is going to continue to change and will evolve even tomorrow as we really see the impacts. We're still a little bit in preparation mode, right? We know the high waters are coming, and we see some impacts as you're showing right now, and unfortunately, we think that the impact on residential, homes and where people live is going to be more dramatic in the days to come. So that's why having places like a Red Cross shelter or make sure that you have a safe place to go in your community are so important. Don't wait till the last minute. Think about where you're going to go, what route you're going to take, and what you need to pack before you leave your house.
I know you guys have a lot of challenges right now, maybe mostly just trying to figure out how much more need there is going to be given the next couple of days and the more water that we're going to see as the rivers continue to rise. Viewers obviously would like to help. There are several ways that they can help, but there's one way I know in particular that really does help you the best.
It does. If you can go to redcross.org right now and think about making a financial gift to the Red Cross. What you are giving and what you are making possible are all of the supplies, all of the volunteers, the movement of people and things, and the services that are going to be available to evacuees as they seek refuge in one of these shelters. So that is the best way to support the work that we are doing. And next up is volunteer. We are always in need of people who are willing to get trained to work in shelters like we have here. Right now, we are responding to flooding. That is the immediate need. And, next summer, we'll be talking about wildfires again. And other parts of the country will have needs when hurricane season hits. So we are prepared to flex to the need, whatever it is in the days ahead, and just really hoping that people heed the advice of their local emergency officials, that they are prepared to leave and do leave and get to a safe place if they need to. It's not worth risking your life, your family, anyone's welfare. Just get to safety until this emergency has passed.
Always good to see you. Appreciate your time tonight, staying up late for us. I know you're going to have probably an early day tomorrow, so we'll let you go. Thanks, Betsy.
Thanks, Greg.
So there's a lot at stake tonight for Western Washington. We want to highlight a few ways that people are coming together to support each other through all of this. Every single animal at the Everett Animal Shelter is in foster care tonight. Why is that a big deal? Well, the shelter put out a desperate plea on social media just yesterday for families to take about 120 dogs and cats as that shelter evacuated. Volunteers also hauled away pet food, stacked sandbags all around that property. The Evergreen State Fairgrounds are still accepting livestock. Empty stalls at the stables there have turned into safe havens. It's now home to more than 40 horses, 40 cattle. Fairground staff say they can open more barns if needed. They have stalls space for about 400 animals. Also to the north in Stanwood, high school students worked side by side with city crews to fill sandbags today. These sandbags were made available to the public so people could use them to protect their own homes. Still a lot developing around Western Washington as rainfall continues to sweep through. For a look at the latest conditions near you, you can text the keyword river to 206-448-4545. We will send a link right to your phone.
In the face of Mother Nature,
we've never seen this to this extent before.
With some of our toughest days still ahead,
I think we just walk away and hope for the best.
Washington State stands together.
They need a place. They need a home.
We do want to just make sure that, the animals are safe, that people are safe.
As we rise from the floodwaters, King 5 has you covered.
We're about a mile and a half from where state troopers say that mudslide here on I-90 actually is.
Behind me, the water is still rushing through this RV park from the Puyallup River.
In Napavine, Drew Mickelson.
In Auburn, Alex McClune.
In Everett, Natalie Swaby.
Near Carnation, I'm Christian Balderas.
Along the banks of the Skagit River, Eric Wilkinson, King 5 News.
More coverage of this historic rainfall blanketing Western Washington is next.